Hey guys, welcome to another video from Historic Militaria. Today we're going to be looking at the Swedish M37/65, which was a upgraded Swedish model 1937 helmet. Obviously these are model 1937 shells, and they were really in use with the Swedes for about 50 plus years. They're a good light helmet, and rather than invent something new, the Swedes decided, hey, let's just keep upgrading these. And they did go through several different variations of the liner system. So you've got your same helmet shell, which is the 37, and you'll see a number of designations. There's the 62, 65, I believe there's a one from the 50s as well. I'm not sure of all of them. I don't know that there are official modifications or designations of the Swedish military, but certainly the collector community has given them these names. What collector community there is for Swedish helmets, not that there's a lot of folks that are running out and buying them. But it is worth noting that these were used during the World War II era, so they are an interesting piece of history. They are being surplused out readily, and you can find them fairly cheaply if you look a little bit. Obviously, the first one we're looking at right here is a typical Swedish example with the Swedish shield, the tri-crown shield on it, and that's a dead giveaway. You're looking at a Swedish helmet. Also, this sort of brownish green color is pretty typical of a post-war Swedish helmet. You'll see a lot like that. On these, the outside, you're going to have a 6 rivet pattern. So you've got 3 here on this side, and flip it around and you'd have the exact same thing. You've got your Swedish shield on both sides. And taking a look at the liner system in here, this is a pretty slick but very simple system based, I believe, sort of on the US M1 system. You've got your drawstring up top for sizing. You've got your canvas webbing with a leather sweatband and just a standard canvas chin strap here. All this is held in place with a plastic like a plastic frame that was actually, I believe, made in Germany and then installed in Sweden. There's a whole story apparently about a patent infringement, and Sweden bought some and decided to use them from a German company, and I don't even want to go into the whole thing, just everything I've heard. Apparently there was a big drama back in the 60s about it. But this is actually plastic, even though it looks like metal. And it seems to be pretty durable because the Swedes did use it for quite some time. One thing I will note is that behind this leather sweatband, you will find sometimes like a padding, a foam padding that, as you can see, falls apart pretty easily. This one is pretty much disintegrating. Even though the liner is in like new condition, it just disintegrates over time. So if you get one and it's falling apart, that's pretty typical. Also, a lot of these are going to have marks along the rim, maker's marks or whatnot. I could not find one on this one, but it's probably because it's been repainted a few times. I believe this helmet has been refurbed a number of times. As I understand it, most of these were made in the 30s and 40s, and then the shells were just continuously used for decades and decades until they were surplused out. And then taking a look at another one that you will also see, because not just the Swedes use these. Apparently the Finns acquired some during and just after World War II. And then so did the Latvians and Estonians. And I believe the Estonians and Latvians got theirs in the 70s or 80s, because it seems like a lot of those are dated from the 70s. And this is actually, as I understand it, an Estonian used one, Estonian contract. It is a typical M37 shell. And flip it over, you've got your same liner system with your same magically disintegrating foam down in there falling apart. And this one has got a size stamp right there. And if you take a look, You've also got a white ink stamp here, which I believe is going to be the size and the year of manufacture or refurb. The refurb would be putting in your new liner system. So just to give you an idea of what you're looking at, this one's also painted in a typical green, which would indicate probably either Finnish or Estonian use. There doesn't really seem to be a good way to tell where these went. You know, it's not like they really saw a lot of combat after World War II. They were just used by various smaller armed forces. I mean, the Finns seem to have used every helmet that was ever made. I think you could probably find them using anything that was steel at some point. But just wanted to give you an idea of a couple of interesting helmets that are often overlooked by a lot of collectors because they don't know what they're looking at, or you look at it and you go, oh, it's a Swedish helmet, who cares? But they are really kind of cool, and if you're into helmets, you can still find them pretty cheap, and you're getting a very, very cool steel helmet that is actually incredibly comfortable to wear if you're inclined, and pretty collectible because they did, like I said, they were made contemporaneous with World War II and used for years afterwards. As always, remember to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.